I'm sure the first question anybody asks you after coming back from Charlotte is, did you get a chance to meet Michael Jordan? But I don't want you to answer it yet. We're going to let people hang in on that one. But tell us about your experience with the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, so I was a group sales intern out there, so I got to work in the sales offices with some, there was about 5 or 6 group sales reps. We had some people leave and stuff while I was out there, but it was a good experience. I got to meet a lot of the full-time staff, engage in meetings and daily reports and stuff like that. So it was a good experience on the business side of things.
Trevor, did they let you get your hands dirty? Were you an observer? Were you a guy that went to make coffee sometimes? That kind of guy, or what was your job?
When most people think of interns, it's kind of like that the person who gets coffee and stuff like that. But in sports, you really get to do other things. And so my primary job was to get leads and research for the full-time reps so that they can make calls. And so it's just like being a manager. Like my job is to make sure that the players and coaches are ready to go. And go, make sure they're ready for practice, ready for the games. And
here at Jewel?
Yeah, here at Jewel, yeah. And so out there it was, letting the sales reps make sales. And so whatever I could do to make that process smoothly for them, that's what I was doing out there. So.
I've got this picture of at that level of sales reps being really big-headed, kind of, really expensive suits and ties. Are they like that? Are they down-to-earth guys? How are they?
It's kind of widespread. You do have those guys who definitely, you think of salespeople.
Armani's.
Stuff like that. And then you have some down-to-earth people, from small towns and like the Midwest and move out there. So it's kind of like, that's me. I'm from a really small town, and so just getting to be out there, I was enjoying the experience.
Do you want to be in that area, in sports, in sales?
It's interesting. I don't know if sales is the right one for me yet, and so I'm still got 3 more semesters here at Jewel, and I'm going to enjoy that time and then see what I can do after that. But sales was fun. I think the most fun aspect of group sales is you get to let people come out to the game, and you get big groups of people, and they get to come before the games, watch the shoot around, and get to do some awesome packages like group discounts like that. And so it's it's doing those little on-court experiences or before the game, and that kind of stuff is fun about it. So
yeah. How did you get a chance to do this?
So this summer I worked for the Kansas City T-Bones, the little independent professional baseball team out in Kansas City, Kansas. And I was a sales intern out there, and then once I found out I could live off campus for a semester, take some classes through Jewel, and really get some experiences outside of, Kansas City and go study abroad a little bit, abroad
across the country.
Across the country. I applied for about 15 internships, and then that was the one that I picked. So
that's awesome. You mentioned you got 3 semesters left here, and you're going to continue to function as a manager for Larry Holly and the men's basketball team?
Oh, yeah. Yep, I'm going to be involved with basketball, and, I still do stats for almost every team and be involved with whatever I can be in the athletic department out here. So.
And where do you see that leading after graduation?
There's a lot of different ways you can take that. There's all kinds of different paths. If I came back to be a student assistant, I see like grad assistant out here, stuff like that. I don't see coaching as a career. I love working with, athletic teams, but I don't think coaching is where I want to be. But if I, did stats or possibly some business operations stuff out here, I could see that. But really, there's just a lot of different doors that I've opened, since being in college, and so it's kind of hard to, you have a broad scope of everything, but I got to pick one eventually.
Right. You're a native of Oak Grove.
Oak Grove, yeah.
And you've been here, as you said, 2.5 years. Tell us a little bit about your family is what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, so my mom, Janelle, she's like one of the most important people in my life. She's always been there for me. My parents got divorced when I was a sophomore in high school, so I don't see my dad as much. He works full-time. I get to see him every once in a while. And then unfortunately, my grandfather passed away this summer.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, but it was kind of nice deal because I told him, for the last few years that I wanted to work in professional sports, and so on a Friday I heard about the Hornets thing, and so I was really happy. And he was in the hospital, and I got to tell him, and he was really happy. And then he passed away a couple of days later. So it was kind of one of those sad deals, but he got to see part of my dreams coming true. Yeah. And it's not a full-time job yet, but it was still an experience out there. And then so now my grandma, another one of my huge supporters, is living with my mom right now. So.
Fantastic.
And I'm an only child, so I get to all those little privileges, if you will.
All right, back to the question. First of all, is it a question you're going to ask a lot if you've met Michael Jordan?
That is, without a doubt, the first question anyone asks is if you've been out in the Charlotte area and if you work for the Hornets is, did you see him? Did you meet him? Did you get the autograph? Did you get pictures? So yeah, it's...
and the answer is?
I did not get to meet him personally, no. I got to see him. He was at a lot of the games, and so he has courtside seats, and then you get to see him out there, but I never got a chance to meet him. He's he's more guarded than the president, I think, sometimes.
Is that right?
He's got a lot of security around him, so it's hard to get to him.
Wow.
So-
Wow. An amazing story. Congratulations. And I hope the last trimesters aren't anticlimactic for you. You know, what do you do to follow this up? So
I know, yeah, I still got a lot of experience left, and I still got one more big summer internship coming up, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Trevor, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more in just a moment.